What's up guys, Outbreak Jack here, and I am here to bring you another guide for the forest. Today we'll be talking about weapons, crafting, and armor, among some tips and tricks involved in them. And to start off, we will be talking about crafting the bomb, which you need alcohol to start, which is can be found pretty much anywhere. Suitcases are a good place, just smash them with the axe, and bada bing bada boom, you got yourself some alcohol. Coins for, which you can be found around the plain, on beaches and in caves, and also an electronic circuit board, which can be found attached to the plane on the outside of it. They can also be found in caves, although I personally have not been able to find them in caves, but allegedly you can. And the bomb is a bit of a tricky one. It's a bit glitched at the moment, and it does have some pretty weird effects. For example, you'll see here, like, woman standing next to it, goes off, and she just is gone. I don't know if she ran away, it doesn't look like it, but she just vanishes. And you'll see another little odd trick. See, that might have been her? I'm not sure. Alright, and now we are in the cave that you get knocked out in. If you die the first time around, you end up in this cave. So now we're going to try out the explosive on one of the tribesmen in here. Alright, ready? There we go. Throw it on the ground. Explosion goes off. And you see some body parts that kind of just fly around there. But he's still standing, but he's like frozen. So it killed him, but I guess it glitched him as well. It's strange. It's very strange. So we're going to take out a weapon. Let's go with the old spear. And give him a stabby stab. See? More body parts just explode out of him, and finally he explodes. There we go. So yeah, a bit odd, right? A bit weird. So, my advice for now on the bomb is that it's a bit of a wild card. So, if you're going to use it, just be careful, because it's not, it might end up getting you killed. You might be better off sticking to more traditional weapons to fight off the tribesmen. Next on the itinerary is the flare gun, which can be found once you die once in this little cave here that you are transported to. You can also find the flare gun in the very front part of the plane that you arrive in. I mean, it's where the two pilots are. They're not with you, obviously, in your part of the plane. Finding that location is a bit of a pain. I spent hours trying to locate it. I know other people have, but I seriously can't find it. So if you can find it, one of the pilots is ejected. He's right next to the very tip of the plane. You can grab the flare gun off him. He has a few flares with it. It is a very handy weapon to have, but the easier way is to die once, or find this cave and grab the flare gun if you really want to play with it for a while. So now we're gonna head up, and we're gonna go attack some people with the flare gun. Okay, so there we go, shooting with the flare gun. See, as you can see, we're in a little bit of water, which means it completely negates the effect of the flare gun. So if you get this in the cave and you think, oh man, I'm just going to start wrecking these guys, make sure you're not in water. I know it seems obvious, but this is an alpha. God knows what is capable here. And I'm going to show you a weird glitch or trick to do with the flare gun. Even if they're near water, you'll be able to kill them, but I wanted to just show you straight away that don't waste your flare gun if they're in water. It is a waste of your time. Alright, here we go again. Now watch the guy on the left very carefully. I'm about to shoot. The guy on the right, he was still in the water a little bit, so he was still kind of wet, so we couldn't set him on fire straight away. But watch, I'm going to turn around here. Look, he's deep in the water, but he's still on fire. See, if you can set him on fire, it stun locks them, and it just pushes them back, and even if they're in water, it'll still burn them to death. So, now you know. And knowing's half the battle. The Molotov Cocktail, very easy to make. Combine booze with some cloth, both of which you can pretty much just find in suitcases or laying around in caves. You can make a ton of them. They're one-shot kill weapons. Hello, birdie. And yeah, very, very good weapon to have. Alright, and now I'm just going to show you quick use of the Molotov. It is very similar to the flare gun in that as soon as you hit someone with it, provided they're not in water or just recently came out of water, it will stun lock them to death. See, here we go. Ready? Burn, burn, up, dodge, dodge. Burn, burn, just knocks him back, knock back, knock back, knock back. And dead. should be. Yeah, there we go. There you go. Pretty good weapon. Easy to make and powerful. And the last current craftable weapon is the rock axe. All you need is a stick and a rock. Pretty easy to put together. As far as I know, I've tried many times. It does not chop trees down, and it is not actually that great a weapon to use against the tribesmen. I found that the axe you get off the plane is actually, in fact, stronger, in my experience. And the only craftable armor at the moment is with lizard skin, which isn't really craftable. Actually, you just kill lizard and then you right-click the skin in your inventory, and it adds onto your bars. I'll show you here in a minute. Currently, you can have, I believe it's 5. You can attach 5 of the lizard skins to yourself, and that will get you up to absolute maximum. You can see, yeah, the yellow bar there. Again, 5, and then you'll be good to go. If you want to find them, you can look around the plane. They are kind of all over the island, but they're much easier to spot in areas that are just a lot of brown in them, such as around the plane. One of the locations of the spear is just this beach here. You can find it just jutting out of this guy's sleeping bag. There are many places where you can find the spear, but I thought this was just the most interesting one, so I thought I'd start off with that. Small ponds are typically where you can find a lot of spears jutting out of the ground, and as far as I know, they're the only things you can actually fish with, so they're very handy. I would not recommend trying to fight the tribesmen with them at all. And last but not least is the rusty axe, which you can find embedded in this guy's stomach. Once you get knocked out, you can also just find it by finding this cave. There's one in the boards that are blocking up this cave, and you can find other ones around the island if I'm not mistaken. Your starter axe, however, is stronger than this one if I am not mistaken, so just try to stick with that one if possible. And that's all the time we have for this episode. As always, I've been Outbreak Jack. Thank you for watching. I realize that this information you could probably find pretty easily on Wikipedias and guides now, but when I started it, there really wasn't that much information, and I'd spent like 12 hours actually doing all this and putting it all together, so I figured I'd just throw it out there anyway and hope it helped a few people. I'm sorry about the editing. I realize it wasn't the best, but I couldn't find a way to really make it flow nicely because I had about 15 clips to go through, and it didn't mesh well, no matter what I did. But yeah, like, comment, and yada yada if you want more walkthroughs, or guides rather. And I'll see you again next time. But until then, I hope you have a good one.